this is coming from a Liverpool fan. I think this is some of the best football y'all have played in years. But it comes with a caveat because number one, it comes from a manager that you might not be keeping at the end of the day.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, Roy Keane said it himself, Michael Carrick can win all remaining games. And I still don't think that they want to keep Michael Carrick.
Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of the Football Kaki. I'm your host Eldad, and I'm joined by my fellow Kaki bros, Paul, and a returning man who has not been here ever since Ruben Amorim got sacked, and then now he's back after United won 2 games in a row. Ned, welcome back, bro.
All we had to do for me to get better camera quality and a better mic was for Ruben Amorim to get sacked. That was a sacrifice needed.
Wow. Yes, it was well needed, bro, and yes,
the good
Ned has gotten... Yes, Ned has gotten the new Zoom mic that Paul is also using. Paul is also using also.
Hell yeah!
How does it feel, bro, to have a brand new microphone?
Shout out to CityMusic for the hookup. Yes. It's so much better.
Since you've been away, what have you been up to?
Nothing much. Just chilling, taking my 3-week break. Yeah, just getting back to usual lifestyle since the new year started. Watching football, of course. Just chilling out. Not doing too much.
Just chilling out, right? But since the time you've been chilling out, Man Utd has pipped Liverpool to 4th.
It was always
so we are there. But then again, I don't want to get my hopes up, right? Because it's the 2 games that me and Paul have said are going to where United are going to put in the new manager performances have already passed. Now it's just going to see what's going to happen for the next 5.
We'll see.
Paul, how have you been?
Not too bad, bro. I had a busy weekend.
Busy weekend.
Yeah.
Busy weekend.
Same. Like, you see my skin a bit darker.
Oh yeah, I can see the tan line.
Yeah. I was in the sun like Saturday and Sunday. Sunday, more of Sunday lah. Like my students had a track and field meet.
You weren't the one running.
I wouldn't be on this spot tonight if I was running.
Real,
yes.
What to do?
Actually, for people who watch so much football, right? I'm pretty sure I don't think we are that like. We don't run that much.
I know, bro. I don't run a lot. I don't run. I can lift stuff, right, but I can't run.
So maybe it's not that bad being in the...
I used to do a lot in the army.
Then now it's just...
Just chilling. My whole life is just chilling right now. Not taking things too seriously.
That's true. I think sometimes after a while, I just gotta like, okay, guys, let's take a breath. I think life is not that hectic as we make it out to be. There's times that we just need to breathe. So, moving on, as you can see, I'm in a relatively better mood than what I have been in the past few weeks because Man Utd did beat Arsenal. I'm so happy that I was able to keep that Man Utd kept all the Gunner fans quiet. The reactions online to the outburst of the Cunha goal has been absolutely hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. It's been so funny. Troops lost it.
Bro, everyone is like doing that dance now.
Which dance, yeah?
It's the dance he did when he celebrated. I can't even emulate it. I was like, what the hell is this?
The Cunha one, is it?
Yeah. No, there's something they said that United, when United wear black at the Emirates, right, then it's like a good omen,
Yeah, because the last time we won there was Lingard did the dance, then he won black.
Actually, we won them in the FA Cup time when we wore black also.
Was it black or was it? Oh yeah, it was black.
Yeah, both times Lingard scored, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It was black. One he did the moonwalk, then the other one he do
the Millie Rock.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but
how long ago was that, man?
Mourinho, I think.
2016, 2017, I think, bro. That's like about 7 years ago already, bro.
Jay Lings, man. What a name.
When Jesse Lingard was a prospect.
Yeah.
Now still a prospect.
No.
Free agent prospect.
Let's
bro. Forever prospect.
Forever prospect. 31-year-old prospect. Bro.
It's like Marcus Rashford is forever a prospect. But Marcus Rashford is 28 years old. So... But moving on, I'm not going to talk that much about him because he's at Barcelona. He's not man the problem. So, today on the Football Kaki, we're going to keep it very simple. We're going to talk about, of course, Manchester United beating Arsenal. That's the one. We're going to have the review of the title race, whereby City and Aston Villa finally closed the gap to 4 points to Arsenal, whereby they already played the games prior to the United-Arsenal game, but with their victories, they took advantage. Finally, after weeks of like, everybody just dropping points and then there's no change in the title race. But finally, 2 teams have finally taken over, even though all three of them don't look the greatest at this moment in time. And then we've got our match of the week, which is Liverpool versus Newcastle. And now what's going on, which has a specific topic regarding a specific manager and why he has not been sacked. So with that, I'll hand you over the ball. Bro, what's going on for this week?
Now, before we get into today's episode, a special word from our sponsor.
This week's episode is brought to you by our friends at SgWatchHub, your one-stop platform for all things watches in Singapore. Whether you're buying, selling, or just obsessed with timepieces, SgWatchHub connects you to sellers, retailers, and fellow collectors so you can find the perfect watch for your wrist. And it's not just a marketplace, they also offer a full range of watch services from repairs and polishing to strap replacement, protective films, watch winders, and even authentication. They also work with amazing brand partners like iMu, a company best known for creating hip smartwatch phones that helps family keep connected with peace of mind. Their devices focuses on safe communication features, smart tracking tools, and parent control settings so kids get a little more independence while parents stay reassured. SgWatchHub and iMu are teaming up to give one lucky Chit Chatter listener the chance to win a $600 iMu X10 gift set, the biggest giveaway by the Chit Chatter to date. Gift set includes the iMu X10 watch phone, along with a pair of iMu earbuds E5, an Abit collective figurine, an X10 replacement strap, and a wish card, making it a seriously awesome bundle worth $600. To take part, just head over to our IG page and follow the instructions in our pin reel to join the giveaway. If you love watches as much as we do, check out sgwatchhub.sg and join the community. SgWatchHub, bringing the world of watches to your fingertips.
And now, back to the episode.
Not really anything new, but it's more of like what's going on with Thomas Frank. As you can see, I think Chelsea and United have already let their managers go in a position that where they are not too bad. In fact, they were like 4th and 5th when it happened. But then I think Spurs and Liverpool has been particularly off. I think particularly Spurs lah. They haven't been playing well at all, and they have like little to no form at all. Yeah, and then sitting comfortably in 14, but. Yeah, any other year they would have let whoever was in charge go already. Yeah. So I think want to know what's going on with Thomas Frank.
Ned, you got any thoughts? Like why? Okay, I'm going to ask this question, right? Like, if Maresca and Emery have been sacked for lesser, how has this guy not gotten sacked?
Because Tottenham has the most injuries of a team in the league. By the numbers, they have the most injuries.
But do you think that's valid?
I think it's valid. I think an injury crisis is not grounds for you getting sacked. Thomas Frank reminds me a lot of like Arne Slot in the fact that he likes his players to press, he likes his players to go all out. Yeah. But when they need to show restraint, they will show restraint. It's basically Spurs pulling off another like this kind of signing where they went from a very high octane, high intensity manager into something a little bit more controlled, but not too far off of a departure of a style. Yeah, that they used to have. So at least for the players, the transition is a little bit better. Yeah. So that's the feeling I'm getting right now from Thomas Frank, and which is probably why Arne Slot and Thomas Frank are in the same boat right now. But yeah, I think for Spurs' case, it's really just a matter of like way too many injuries. Like 9 is really statistically the most of any team at the moment. Yeah. So,
and they just signed Gallagher, right?
They did, and he got injured off like. Like this is a player who's never gotten injured in his career.
Yeah, and he's known to be like
on pitch for Spurs. Like that's
the
it.
ultimate workhorse, right?
Yeah. So I mean, there were rumors that Klopp did want to sign Gallagher. But then by the time Gallagher was making his mark for Chelsea, because we all knew Chelsea was going to sell Gallagher by the end of the season. Yeah, but by the time like Klopp was really going to leave, so like no chance to like go in for their market, and Atletico got him first. But now he's at Spurs, which was his original like linked club. I still remember the Spurs links came out before the Atletico links came out, but not sure what happened to him going to Spurs at that point in time. But now he's there. Thankfully, it's not a very serious injury, but yeah, back to the point, I don't think an injury crisis is like
warrants a sacking.
Well, it really doesn't warrant a sacking. Like, what really can you do? It's not like Ange Postecoglou kind of style. Like everyone's getting injured. Like, and it's not like it's all consistently like muscle injuries. So yeah, that's just my 2 cents on that. I don't think he deserves to be sacked, but at the same time, the performances are a little bit lackluster, especially for the quality that they still do have in the squad.
Yep. Paul, your thoughts?
I always thought that it was just a case of Spurs being Spurs. I mean, yeah, we can't take the Tottenham away from them, right? Yeah. So unfortunate that they have so many injuries, but then again, like you said, they have so many. The talent on the team is still there to win, And the only saving grace I can say is it doesn't seem like their defenders are getting injured, so that's good.
Yeah,
it's always the same like Romero, Van der Ven, and
Kevin Danso.
Danso, right? Yeah, correct. I think just a bit unfortunate, like Xavi Simons, the strikers especially the strikers are all injured. Like Kolo Muani and Richarlison.
Honestly, I felt like Kolo Muani was a bit of a wasted buy. Like, I get that Richarlison is not exactly the most... Richarlison is not the most reliable striker. Solanke was injured for quite a while at the time, and I think he's still only now being reintroduced into the squad. Other than those two, they don't really have a reliable number 9. But I still feel Kolo Muani... I mean, he's not by, he's alone, but still feel that transfer was a little bit unnecessary. Yeah. They also have like one too many like number 10s right now.
Yeah.
Like Javi Simons, you got Matisse Tel,
Okay, then like that, my question becomes, right, like, would they have benefited if, let's say, for example, Son stayed at Spurs? Would there have been a benefit for them? Because right now, I think from what I see is that they're just lacking that one guy that can pull magic out of them for something. Because in the past, I mean, they've got Son and they've got Harry Kane, right? It was enough to get them over the line a couple of times. But there have been instances this year, right, whereby it's like, if they just had that one player that can help push it over the line for them, right, then maybe they wouldn't be in such a bad spot. But the thing is that people can argue, dependent on his performances last year, Son was already on decline already. So I don't really know whether that would have had such big of an impact. Do you guys think that maybe having Son would have been a good thing for them now in the current situation, especially with all the injuries?
No
difference.
No difference. Look, Son, ever since the 22-23 season, he's been on a decline.
Yeah.
Like, he's never the main man. It's always, 22-23 season, Harry Kane's final season. Harry Kane was the man. He single-handedly carried Spurs out of relegation spots. Even though they didn't get European football, like, it's still top half. He left, what happened? Spurs, what?
Decline.
Again, after Harry Kane left, Ange managed to get them European places. I think it's purely down to the first 10 games, the amazing first 10 games they had at the start of that season, which helped them sort of get them over the line. But Son was never... I mean, okay, Son was the main man. He was trying to carry them, but I don't think his carry job level is as heavy as Harry Kane. Yeah. I'm not going to lie to you. And especially last season, he was absolutely woeful. If anything, Son was a luxury at that point in time. He was just there as their talisman. And while it's good to see that, someone who stayed as loyal to the club as he has finally walk away with something other than an Audi Cup. Yeah, I think it was the right time for him to go, and I think he knew that as well.
Yep. Paul, you said that you thought maybe Son, they were benefited from having Son.
I think no, they needed like him in his prime, like this sort of player. I think buying like Kolo Muani, Xavi Simons is not really a statement signing. That kind of thing. When on the back of winning a Europa League, you should be going for like the big players, at least one big player in your team, a goal scorer, a proven goal scorer. I think they had Richarlison for maybe about 3 seasons already, and doesn't seem to be working as effectively as how they initially thought him to be. Yeah, maybe they could have gone for someone like a big striker. I can't remember. I don't know who at the moment, but then Well,
I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that. I think when Spurs were going after Javi Simons, he was putting up the numbers at
RB Leipzig.
Bundesliga, I think he was doing quite well at RB Leipzig. Like, I'm looking at the stats right now. 23-24 season, 32 games played just in the league. 32 games played, 8 goals, 10 assists. That's alright for number 10, I would say. I mean, it's not crazy numbers.
Also, because they signed him, I think because Madison is like always injured. Yeah, it's just that they don't really have like a striker that can convert for them, which they thought Solanke could I mean,
Solanke definitely gets you the numbers. He's proven it at Bournemouth, and I think he had a decent first debut season at Spurs. But I really did think they tried to bring in Javi Simons to try and make up for the numbers that they've lost with Son and lost with Harry Kane. Madison is more of a proper playmaker, number 10.
Yep.
Maybe he gets a goal every now and then, but Javi Simons is really like
false nine-ish.
Not really false nine. Like traditional number 10 where he gets you a goal, a proper like second striker. Like look, second season in the Bundesliga, yes, he was injured. He only played 25 games, but his numbers were arguably better. He played almost 10 less games. He still got 10 goals and 6 assists. That doesn't scream like traditional number 10 to me. I don't know what else screams. I genuinely do think they tried to bring him in to try and at least, if not bring up the numbers, then at least sustain the numbers that they lost once Son hit a decline, once Harry Kane had gone. It's just that, he's not living up to the expectations set for him, and that's fine. Like, coming from any other league to the Premier League is always going to be a difficult transition unless you're really like up there. I mean, we've seen with the signings of Haaland and Ekitike, it is very possible to adapt fast. It's just, maybe the underlying numbers weren't there for him to say, okay, maybe he'll be the one to tear out the Premier League. Because his numbers were good. It's just that it's not translating right now. But I do think he's playing well. A little bit like also Florian Wirtz kind of situation where he is playing well, it's just that his numbers are not there.
Yeah. Paul, you got anything else to add to that?
Yeah, I think this is basically just what I see from like a normal fan, and the fact that maybe they're not getting the results. So so there's a bit of reason here and there too.
Yep. I think for me, as we close this off, right, I do think that at the end of the day, certain players adapt differently to the league in different ways. You're gonna have a situation where it's like Haaland adapts kind of almost instantaneously from the Bundesliga, right? But maybe for Xavi Simons, right, the potential is there. It's just he hasn't hit that point where it's like, okay, I fully adapted to the Prem, like as how Spurs expected it. It doesn't help that the players around him keep changing. So I can kind of see where's the point, right? But I think at the end of the day, right, like I won't say that Thomas Frank, despite of the injuries, his job is safe. There will always be a microscope on him, right, and see how Spurs perform. Because sooner or later, right, there is going to be a point where the limit already reaches his ceiling, right, then they have to let him go already. Because if he gets to a point where it's nothing that having him there is not going to be salvageable, then I don't see a point in keeping him there already. Yeah, because there's tension between him and the players, or according to the media. But we shall see. Let's keep an eye on that. Moving on, let's talk about...
And we're going to take a quick break in the podcast to thank our friends at CityMusic, one of Singapore's true pioneer in the music space. CityMusic has long been known as a go-to destination for musical instruments, but they've also been making big headway in audio and video equipment, especially for creators and podcasters. From guitars and pianos to audio interfaces, microphones, and even video recording equipment, CityMusic is true one-stop shop for everything music and content creation related, with options for every budget.
In fact, the audio you're hearing right now is recorded using the Zoom ZD-M1 mic, an amazing broadcast-style microphone that delivers professional quality sound on par with other big-name podcast mics, but at nearly half the price. It's proof that you don't have to overspend to sound great. A huge thank you to our friends at CityMusic for being a pioneer in the music space and for making sure creators, musicians, and podcasters always have the right equipment for whatever budget and setup they want. CityMusic, powering your sound, your music, and your content.
Arsenal losing to Manchester United 3-2 at the Emirates.
A game.
This
game, man.
This game, right, I will say, right, like had me on the edge of my seat. My heart was racing for most of this match, right? I did not expect United to win, and I did not expect Arsenal to be, how to say, like as poor as they were. I thought they would be a lot better.
Beaten at the Emirates, man.
Yep. And
Dance upon.
Correct. And it comes down to one very simple thing. Set pieces and own goals are not sustainable. I'm just gonna leave it there because it was an own goal and a set piece yesterday that from the goals that Arsenal got. So, Paul, as a United fan, your thoughts on this match?
Bro, I watched the first half and I went to sleep. Because honestly, I touched my hand to heart. I thought when Arsenal scored the first goal, right, it was like I was just waiting for the second one so I could go to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then they did equalize. I think it was quite a good thing. They stayed themselves in the game, right? But then when I woke up to go to the toilet, I saw the score like 3-2. I was like, damn, I missed it. And then everyone was texting me like, oh, what a goal. And then just when I saw the lineup also, I thought that Carrick's just doing what he did last week. He's just keep the main team, and Mbeumo's still playing at striker position.
Yeah.
Which is quite proven quite effective, just play him directly instead of play him on the wing, and then you have to cut in, And then on top of that, SgWatchHub hasn't been playing well, so I think decided to just put the most dangerous player in at the front first, lah.
Yep.
And then, when I saw the goals, actually, we were a bit lucky with the Zubimendi back pass. I feel it was more of a welcome to Premier League. You have that one mistake moment every foreign player will have. So I believe that this is Zubimendi's one, lah. And then what a goal by what they call him? Gareth Bale.
The black Gareth Bale, Patrick Dogu.
The Bolon Dogu.
Yeah, Bolon Dogu. Yeah, what a goal, yeah. It's like the just out of nowhere take a shot.
Yeah.
And then you find yourself up 2-1. And then when we consider 83rd minute, it's like, okay, back to United's habits again, old habits. Yep. Yeah, and then the Cunha goal, I think what a goal, yeah. I think they never closed him down enough.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have let him take so many touches in, and then right in the center, The moment he reached the center, he himself knew what he was going to do. La.
Yep.
It was
like a driven finesse shot,
It was almost a case
such
of
a fast finesse shot. Yeah.
It's almost a case of like commentators curse. Because
saying,
I still remember like hearing a commentator say like, don't count out the fact that Manchester United can create something. Almost immediately the Cunha goal went in. I was like, oh my goodness. What the hell am I watching?
And then after that, they were just playing like for corners all the way, right?
Yeah, bro. That was it.
Bro, I saw the screenshot. There was like 7 players on like the half the 3-yard box. That one.
Yeah, there was like 3 or 4 of them all blocking the goalkeeper. Right? I'm like, it's like
crazy. Yeah.
We will talk about that a bit later, right? But I wanna ask, right? Like just from Ned's perspective, is this all Arsenal's gonna be? And is Man United showing what they're capable of? But just that is a consistency. Because this is legit my question, right? Like, after yesterday, right, and as poor as Man United has been all season, right, Arsenal didn't look great. It was set piece, corner, free kick, corner, on goal. Like, that's all I saw.
I'm gonna be real with you. Okay, I have opinions on the game on both sides.
Yeah.
So let's start with Arsenal. I feel in terms of the way that they've been playing this season, I personally feel that this is one of the more positive games that Arsenal have had in terms of the football. Yes, set piece FC. Yes, on goal FC. But no, genuinely, I do feel like Arsenal were trying to play. I mean, granted, that own goal was really unlucky. Yeah. That was a genuine shot from Bukayo Saka, was it?
If I'm not wrong, it was Saka then Odegaard.
Saka, I do genuinely feel that it was a good attempt to try and play it from open play. Look, I'm not as much as we like to rag out. Ongo FC is really down to what you create.
Yeah, the fact that it's forcing the error.
It's forcing the error, but there is. I don't feel the goal should really have gone to Odegaard. I feel like the shot was on target. It just so happened to hit Lisandro Martinez. It felt more of a deflection.
Timber took the shot, right?
Timber. Yeah. It was like Saka pass, Odegaard, then it was a miss kick, then it just so happened to be in between Timber and Lisandro Martinez, and the ball kind of just went.
It did look like Timber meant to shoot that,
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate, but yeah, as much as it is like forcing a mistake, I don't think they're trying to play for own goals.
Yeah.
In that one, I do genuinely think they're trying to play the ball and trying to, score from that position. And I still think the goal should have been given to Odegaard, but whatever. I don't make the rules, but yeah, I do think that this is one of Arsenal's more positive games in terms of the footballing played. Now it begs the question that because of that and because they've lost the game, does that poses the question like, should they be playing the positive football that they've showed this game, ultimately end up losing, or should they go back to set piece FC and scoring goals? Yeah, scoring goals from those kind of
doing whatever
positions.
Yeah.
I think it poses a very interesting question to Mikel Arteta when he actually tries to be a little bit more positive this time he ends up I don't think it's really a bottle. I just think it's like it's just bad luck. Like
I don't think they have the like 7-point buffer to try. Like you say, like maybe he did try to do something different this game. So the fact that the 7-point buffer.
He did, but ultimately, it ended up backfiring on him. And honestly, I think he made the wrong move because it was against a manager that maybe he wasn't as familiar with.
Underestimate.
Maybe he underestimated him a little bit. That's the kind.
He relied on the United of old.
Yeah, that's the kind of sensing I'm getting from this game. On Arsenal side at least. Yeah, I do think they played a fair game this time round. It just so happens that the goals created are from both set pieces and from an own goal, which is what we've been ragging on them all season. But now it begs that now Mikel Arteta has a lot of questions to answer because now the gap has close to 4 points.
Yes,
am I right?
4 points.
Yeah, so it's still the title to lose. Then you think about last season where Liverpool were six games away from mathematically winning the league at this point in the game. At this point in time. Yeah.
What the now that you mentioned it,
Right. Okay. Yeah. Now moving on to Manchester United. This is coming from a Liverpool fan. I think this is some of the best football y'all have played in years. But it comes with a caveat because number one, it comes from a manager that you might not be keeping at the end of the day.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, Roy Keane said it himself, Michael Carrick can win all remaining games. And I still don't think that they want to keep Michael Carrick.
Yep.
I don't know what your opinions on that are. I'll get back to you shortly. But I did do some research on my end based on like Michael Carrick's manager style. So I think I mentioned this on the previous podcast that Michael Carrick coming in was a very interesting choice because his track record as a manager is actually not too bad. I don't know if you remember on Klopp's last season, the semi-finals was between Fulham, Liverpool, and then the other one was Middlesbrough, Chelsea. In the first leg, Middlesbrough home, Middlesbrough home, Middlesbrough actually beat Chelsea 1-0. And that was Michael Carrick's team, which I don't think a lot of people realized at the time, but he does have, 1 or 2 giant killings. I mean, ultimately, obviously, he didn't move on because they kena hantam at Stamford Bridge. But I don't think he has the qualifications. But after reading online a little bit more, I found out actually Middlesbrough fans are actually a little bit split on him. So the general consensus now is that the first 6 months of football, the football is good under Carrick. They generally showed a lot of like very positive football, very fun, very exciting to watch, and they were winning games. But it's just that it becomes a bit too predictable. So just general sentiments that I've read online between these Middlesbrough fans and their opinions on Michael Carrick. So remains to be seen. He might not even be there 6 months in. And apparently, some of them made a realization that no matter what, he always makes a substitute in the 70th minute. So that's something I want to see. If that really has occurred throughout the entire season, then maybe the predictable theory gets proven right. But yeah, I digress. So that's just my thoughts on both Arsenal and Manchester United.
Paul, any other thoughts before I say my things? Yes.
If there's 2 games I want to win, right, it's the game against City and Arsenal.
That's fair. That's fair enough.
Yeah, sure. I think at this point I would say it's overachieving already. It's like I can't like count the amount of people that ruled them out last week and the amount of people that ruled them out this week, including myself.
Yep.
Like instantly, the fact that I went to sleep is like, I was like, okay, I will just be happy with a draw at halftime, that kind of thing. It's just, hand to heart lah, it's true. It's also a bit annoying at the same time because, why can't the players play like that throughout this entire season? It's like, is it the system or is it what? Like it's the same 3 players, right? Bruno and Mbeumo and Cunha and all that. Maybe the fact that the Casemiro was also leaving. He announced that he's leaving. So the remaining of the season he's going to play like his fullest already. The fact that we have Maguire and Martinez back, I think is quite a very good sign.
Yep.
Yeah, and then I don't see the Fletchers on the on the bench anymore. Which is, I think, quite a good sign also lah. I think it's good to have the core first 11 back, and then I think ultimately nothing much to say, bro. I think just a good two moments of magic.
Yeah,
and then let's just hope we can.
3 shots on target, all 3 went in. It's a crazy ass stat. You think about it.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, I think for me, right, I look at it in a very simple manner. I'm not gonna get overhyped because I've seen this before. Having a caretaker manager and then a lot of people are already saying that, hey, give Carrick the job. I mean, we did that with Ole, right? It didn't turn out well. But the problem, I think, for me that I see in the future, right? The game itself was kind of like United over-delivered what it was expected of them really. It's clear cut. Arsenal to me, they didn't look like they were absolutely exceptional. Because although, yes, Sandy Lemons, he had saves, right? They were, other than the header, right, most of it were generally quite comfortable. It was direct shots, it was retrieval of crosses, retrieval of free kicks, retrieval of corners. So I won't say that they were totally threatening. And in terms of that, right, like Man United basically scored all 3 goals from like open play and Arsenal mistakes. Let's just call it that. Yes, there were controversies saying that, like the Maguire handball, everything like that. I mean, like if you're falling down and the ball hits your hand, I don't think it's really a penalty. But when you clench at straws, right, this is what you get. But I think whether or not this is a consistent thing that's going to happen over the next couple of games, it still remains to be seen. I won't believe it until I see it by the time that, let's say, for example, if you come to maybe about March and they've strung maybe 7 wins out of 10 against lower league opposition, okay, maybe I've got a bit of like, okay, I can take this, that this is where the team standard is. Rather than, I don't think that a good barometer is basically Arsenal and City because they've always shown up in big games in the past when they wanted to. Now it's whether or not can they perform against the lower league clubs. Like they've got a game against Fulham this week. Not say Fulham is like lower league everything like that.
It's like Fulham is one of the most informed teams at the moment.
Correct.
Harry Wilson is the scariest thing in football right now.
But what I'm saying is that like to them,
it's this kind of game that
they will not show up. It's always they're gonna play well against Liverpool, they're gonna play well against Arsenal, they're gonna play well against City, they're gonna play well against Chelsea. But then you switch over to like a West Ham, a Fulham, a Leeds, right? Suddenly the form disappears.
But I don't know. I feel it's always been like that. Once Alex Ferguson had gone, United always perform better as underdogs.
Yeah, which to me shouldn't be the case. Because
when they play against like City, they have we got nothing to lose, let's play. Right? And then it looks good optically when you win, you know.
Correct.
You get the moments, you know.
Which to me is a bit frustrating because at the end of the day, right, it's very simple to me and my view is as good as this. No matter what, United squad is better than a lot of the other teams in the league. So they should never be an underdog to Fulham.
Or like Burnley.
Or Spurs. Like you want to be underdog to like Liverpool, Arsenal and Man City, okay, fine. I give it to you. But you should never be underdog to Fulham.
And hence those are the games that they've actually performed in, the bigger games. Yeah, it's reverse Arsenal this season. Like basically, Arsenal have performed really well against the games they should be winning. But against like 4 points taken away by Liverpool.
Yep. But I mean it is what it is, lah. It's just that, like, I'm going to hold my breath because United's upcoming games is Fulham, Spurs, West Ham, and Everton. We've got no more cup games. We've got no other thing. We're only going to play league games the rest of the year. So if let's say United Shen cut his hair, right, means that Man United have gotten 15 out of 15.
Points, right? Yeah.
Points. So we'll just call it at that, right? I think you guys got anything else to add before I move on a bit to the territories, then we go to match of the week?
I think I'm interested to see where United go from here.
Yeah.
Especially in these 3 games, they're probably their most difficult run of fixtures. I mean, City, you got the derby, they won that. Arsenal league leaders, they won that. Now it's time to see like a team in form and a team actually doing well and playing, okay, I wouldn't say good football, but you know, football that wins them games.
Yeah.
And the most informed winger in the league right now in Harry Wilson. Yeah, let's see how they perform against them.
Bro, I only recall, right, the moment we won the game, right, I remember they were comparing the current Arsenal to the 2008 Man United, right?
Oh, I saw those videos.
And then, it was so funny, right? It was so funny because like they're saying, Arsenal would have beat the 2008 Man United, but now they can't even beat the 2026 Man United, bro.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. I'm like, you got no chance, bro. I think your 07-08 Arsenal is better than this current team. Because the 07-08 Arsenal, right, did beat Man United.
I don't understand what their thinking is, and then how can they even think like Saka is...
Bro, Saka hasn't scored in like what?
Bro, 10 goals in 2 years, bro.
Saka hasn't scored in like, what, 10 games?
Enough said, yeah.
Saka's last goal against a Big Six side was in 2024 against Liverpool. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Almost 2 years. I mean, okay, fine. Discount 1.5 years because it was late 2024, but still.
Yeah, but let's just see where this goes. Right, moving on. I'm just gonna quickly touch on basically the title race. Essentially, City won 2-0, cut the gap to 3.
That fella never played the Haaland. My FPL, right, bro? I captain Erling Haaland. Yeah.
You should have kept up with the team news, fan.
No, I read the team news, but we all know that Pep likes to play like his roulette, right?
Yeah.
And then eventually, everybody in my league was okay. There's just only plus point. Like everybody in the league.
Okay, this is gonna be free game for all the FPL managers out there. The only safe City player to be putting in your FPL right now is Antoine Semenyo.
Semenyo, yes. I had him from Bournemouth, but like I didn't.
No, because he's not registered for Champions League, so it's very likely
all the league games.
Yeah, so Pep is gonna play him for all the league games. I mean, don't say like if they get into round of 16 onwards, fine. If they register him, then then it becomes a bit. But for right now, it's 3 points. He scores, okay, that's great. He doesn't score, so what is the safest Man City player to put? He's probably going to get something anyways because he's that kind of winger and he's an output kind of winger. So
yeah, fair point. But back to the thing, right? Villa beat Newcastle 2-0. So finally, after weeks of like nobody capitalizing on like Arsenal dropping points and then everybody else dropping points, right? Finally, the gap has closed from 7 to 3. No, it's from 7 to 4. 7 to 4, right? There's a chance that Arsenal could drop more points down the road. So it's basically who's the one that remains the most consistent.
I just feel right now that there's a third team that's involved, right, in the title race. Everybody will be cheering for this team.
Yeah.
Newcastle should have brought Isak on.
What a result for Villa,
what a result.
2-0, bro. 2-0 against Newcastle. 2-0 against Newcastle.
And James Small.
Yes. So it's like, I look at it in a very simple manner. Whoever is the one that just stays consistent throughout the end of the season, right, got the highest chance to win really. Because 4 points can disappear very quickly.
Yeah, but it's the hardest thing to do, bro.
That's the thing. So like, and I feel that in the next coming games, right, Villa's going to play Brentford, Bournemouth, Brighton, and Leeds, which is relatively okay, I feel. Whereas like City is going to, I
think only City has the hardest one because after next week they play Liverpool.
Yes. So City right now, they're going to play Spurs, Liverpool, Fulham, and then Newcastle. That's the next 4.
I really hope we don't.
Too many points.
I really hope we don't lose that
game.
Buffer
for this.
I really hope we don't lose that game because the last time Man City beat Liverpool at Anfield was in 2003.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Oh, that's a wow.
Yeah, I really hope that doesn't happen, man. When you start bringing out records like this, is like the more you think about it, the more likely it's gonna like happen.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have a lot of faith in this Man City side. I'm gonna be real with you. I really don't. I don't know. So based on experience, right? Man City's dip in form in this second half, which rarely happens, right? I can only think of one outlier in this case, and his name is Pep Linders. Pep Linders joined Pep Guardiola this season as assistant manager. Okay.
Just feeding him all the wrong.
No, okay. Y'all know where Pep Linders is from previously?
Was it Leipzig?
It was Salzburg. But Pep Linders was Klopp's previous assistant coach.
Okay.
So he was the previous Liverpool number 2 coach. I mean, he went to Salzburg, he didn't do very well, he got sacked afterwards. So now he's at Man City. If you look at the last few Klopp seasons with Linders, I mean, Klopp was pretty much like quite hands-off at that point in time. Yeah. Linders was like basically leading the charge. Always second half of the season, always find a way to capitulate, You realize, I don't know, you guys realize, like, we always run out of steam. It never used to be, it never really used to be that under Klopp. I mean, we had our fair share of injuries. But you see, like, Klopp's final season, like, pretty much almost the entire first 11 was out. Maybe bar, like, Virgil van Dijk. For at least one part of the season, right? Always has someone in the first 11 out due to injury. Other than, like, Van Dijk and other than Endo, I remember everyone got injured at least once. And I honestly, it's really down to Pep Linders. This guy plays such unsustainable football. Like, I get it. High pressing, high intensity, fun to watch games, fine. But wow, cannot. Sometimes it just ends up like being like really big basketball games. And towards the second half of the season, it's just not something the players need at that point in time.
I think it's also like this is the final thing before we move on to the next part. Right? I also think that it's because Pep has, in his current squad, right, Pep always picks the same 11 as much as he can. If you want to play that type of intense football, right, you need to have at least 20 plus players available to rotate as and when you need to.
Yeah, I think it's just, I don't know. I feel like the styles a bit mismatched. I don't feel Pep should have gotten like Pep Linders at the point in time. It's really, plus you can sort of tell that Pep Guardiola is quite not quite, but a little bit more hands off this season. And the assistant managers in Kolo Touré and Pep Linders have started to step up. But it's always like, well, when Liverpool like capitulate the second half, right, when we get out, right, there'll always be this like fucking meme, right? Someone posting the cover of Pep Linders' books, and it's just Pep Linders standing there and the word intensity. Every time I think about that goddamn image, I'm like,
triggered.
Wow, I really do blame Pep Linders for this City downfall. I'm not gonna lie.
It's fine. If let's say Pep decides to stay, right, and Arteta doesn't win the title, right, and he gets sacked, right, Arteta can go back to City.
He won't.
Then they become Set-Piece FC version 2.
Terrible, absolutely terrible.
Moving on, I think we got to get to this one, right, because this one involves Ned's favourite club. It is Liverpool versus Newcastle. For this week's match of the week, right? Newcastle currently, they are sitting in 9th, 3 points behind Liverpool. If Newcastle do beat Liverpool, right? Liverpool could actually drop all the way maybe to, you're looking at 10th or 11th, which is quite bad. Because the gap between like Everton and Liverpool, right, is legit 4 points. So Sunderland's in 10th with 33, Liverpool's in 6th with 36. So it could literally be anything at any given time to just suddenly the table could just flip up and down.
You know, that's the crazy part. We were there. We were like 10th, 9th earlier in the season as well.
Yes. So it's just that grouping of 5th, right, all the way until 10th, right, is like 4 points.
And then we went on that bullshit unbeaten run where we weren't winning games. We were just drawing them.
Kind of like the entire January, right?
Yeah, kind of like the Arsenal invincible season.
Yeah. Arsenal, for people that don't know, Arsenal invincible season, they drew 11 times.
12.
Oh, okay. I was wrong. I was off. It was worse. So, I think with this case, right, the Newcastle got more to lose. Liverpool, technically, y'all are, I don't know, like, Van Dijk blamed the win.
Yeah, no.
For the ball that he chose to
the ball that he said the win was hard to judge. He blamed the win.
It really pains me to say, but that's really poor from Van Dijk.
Bro, like it's like Thai from the AFTV. We mustn't forget it's been raining. It's like for VVD, right? To blame the win, right? The ball happened, they score, you turn around and score your fellow centre back, right? I'm like, bro, it's your fault.
Yeah. As much as I love Virgil van Dijk, that's really poor for him. And it's really upsetting, like how exposed he is this season and his like philosophy as a captain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like when the good times are good, he's a great captain. Love him. But
when it's bad.
Yeah, when the going gets tough, then it becomes a bit question mark.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, not to say that he's a bad captain, it's just, he's not to the standards of like a James Milner or Jordan Henderson like we used to have. Like those guys, like they're not the greatest players. They're literally like, Klopp's dogs in midfield, basically. Yep. But they help to run the game, which is ultimately why we won so much with them around.
I mean, at the end of the day, right, like your captain doesn't have to be the most talented player, but he probably has to be the most hardworking one. Yeah, and like it's very rare that you have captains, right, that is the most hardworking and like the best player, which is like Steven Gerrard. Steven Gerrard was one, right? Roy Keane was probably maybe like one of the best midfielders, right? But he was the best leader that you had. So sometimes your captain doesn't have to be the best player. Your captain doesn't have to be the superstar, but he has to be the most hardworking player. And I feel that with the dynamic with Jordan Henderson and like Virgil van Dijk, right, it's two very polar opposites. Like Jordan Henderson, he's not the first name that you put on a team sheet in terms of overall talent. But if you want him to stabilize the whole team, right, he's the workhorse, the one that will basically like make the players feel like, hey, if my captain's doing all this, I have to buck it up. That's why you need Jordan Henderson and James Milner there for. I think with VVD, right, it's like, no, he's not that. That's not VVD. It's like United and Bruno is a similar situation also. I look at it very simple. Liverpool need this win.
Yeah.
More than Newcastle. Liverpool need this win more than Newcastle.
Yeah.
Like win a legit game in January.
Like, Ned, how bad do you all need this? before to close it.
It's looking grim, man. It's looking damn grim. I can't lie to you. But okay, low-key, like, let me be delusional for a second, okay? This feels like 04-05.
04-05.
04-05. What happened in 04-05?
Liverpool finished 5th in the league. Okay? 5th. Well, I mean, okay, like for this team, like the shit that we're going through, you finish 5th, honestly, miracle.
Yeah.
But we won Champions League.
Yeah.
Oh, out of that miracle, right? I was talking to like my dad about this. I was like, you were there at the time. What the hell were Liverpool doing where they were capitulating in the league, but they beat out prime AC Milan for a Champions League? And worse so, they came back 3-0 down at halftime to do so.
What did your dad say?
My dad was like, honestly, I don't know. I don't know how that happened either. But it was like the biggest like adrenaline shot that he ever experienced, honestly.
Yeah. I feel right, like honest, it's because you have Steven Gerrard.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
and to think the year before he wanted to leave.
Important note to have.
Yeah, I mean, to think that the year before he wanted to leave to Chelsea as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, okay, my dad, ironically, the fact that we're talking about Newcastle and Liverpool at this point in time, if you remember the Darwin Núñez brace against Newcastle at St. James Park, like, I remember watching the game and then I went straight to my dad. I was like, because we were watching the game in like separate rooms.
Yeah.
And then he was like, now you know how I felt watching Istanbul. I was like, okay, fair enough.
Istanbul.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Like for me, one of the best feelings ever was Man Utd winning 07-08. And 1999, I can't really remember it, but my dad felt like it absolute jubilation when Solskjaer scored the winning goal. I can't remember 1999, but 07-08 I can very clearly remember. When Vanessa said that penalty, I went mad.
Fair enough. Yeah.
And when Michael Owen scored the winner in the Manchester Derby, I also went mad.
Oh, Christ.
So those were some of the things that I have, right? But let's get to predictions. Newcastle, I think they're doing well, but currently they're not the same Newcastle that they were in the past because they did lose some big players, right? So on paper, Liverpool should win this game, but let's see what happens. So Ned, what is your prediction?
2-2.
2-2.
We concede a 90th minute winner.
Okay. Paul?
Bro, I just want to say, right, we just accept our fate, right, that all our predictions are always wrong.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, we predict what, a 3-0 Arsenal win then against United, yeah.
3-0 Arsenal win, 6-0 Man City win, right? Ended up United
I think I'm just gonna I'll go for a draw also. I think like even if somebody wins, okay, then I'll say that I chose the middle.
Okay. Wow.
Choose a goal. If you choose Liverpool,
you can't even predict Liverpool's form at the moment. We're so goddamn shit. You can't even predict what kind of form we are on. Is it good? Is it bad? Like, who the knows?
I honestly don't know, bro. I'm just gonna go a draw. I'm gonna go 1-1. Because honestly, right, I really don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, exactly. You know, we're smashing Marseille in the Champions League like 3-0 clean sheet. But because the last minute goes to Fulham and we're losing against Bournemouth. Okay, but granted, quick shout out to Bournemouth. They're 13th in the league, which on paper to a lot of clubs is underperforming. But you think about the transfer window they had. They lost their starting left back. They lost 2 of their centre backs. They lost their winger and they lost their starting goalkeeper at that season.
Yep.
They finished 10th, but you know the fact that 13 in this kind of situation, this kind of club, they should be relegated.
Yep.
So shout out to Bournemouth.
But to be frank, right, like I said, the gap between 6th and 13th, right, is only 6 points. So honestly, right, and you're talking about 8 to 13 is 3. So a win could change everything for you.
Exactly.
So it's very hard. I would say that anybody in 13, right, is not a fair reflection of where they actually are. Spurs and below everything, yes, I agree, because that one is really too far back. But anything 13 and above, right, is not really a fair reflection because the gap is too close. So with that, boys, you got anything else that before we close out this episode?
I hope for the best, honestly. As much as I don't want it to be 2-2, I really hope we win. I need this, man.
Yeah, I agree. So with that is it for this week's episode of the Football Kaki. Alright, so that is it for this week's episode of the Football Kaki, brought to you by Chit Podcast Network. Now for those of you who are tuning in, we just want to say thank you and we hope to continue to watch our other shows, which are the Kobe Bros every Monday. We have some fun interviews lined up for you, and if you do like the news in a different light, we do have the Loud Tales podcast every Friday. We come together and talk about news in a fun and unique way. So with that, Boys, you got anything else to add before we close off this week's episode?
We're about 2/3 of the way through the season, slightly more than that. I think it's been a pretty interesting season so far. I'm not gonna lie. I'm starting to notice a trend of we're not really getting. Okay, well, we technically are getting, but we're getting a lot more mid-table races this season.
Yeah.
And race for Europe, which I think makes the league a little bit more interesting rather than relegation battles. Because right now relegation battle is like generally quite settled down already.
Yeah.
It's more so those clubs that you mentioned that are racing for Europe. And I think it's been like that since last season. So pretty interesting to see. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. Side note, just to update, Wolves only got 8 points. This is quite bad.
We give them one, right?
Yeah, we give them. Don't remind me, bro.
I mean, it's all you need to get Emirates sacked.
17 losses, 5 draws. So
okay, shout out CityMusic. Thanks for the bike.
yes, shout out to CityMusic. Thank you for the microphones and the great audio quality that we have on this podcast and all of our Chit Chatter podcasts. So with that, for everybody else here, have a great week ahead. See you soon. Bye bye.
Michael Carey.